One of the biggest challenges in a systematic review is managing research papers from multiple databases without losing track of what was searched, what was retrieved, and what is actually relevant to the review. A lot of researchers search databases separately. They may open PubMed in one tab, Semantic Scholar in another, OpenAlex in another window, and clinicaltrials.gov somewhere else. At first, this may seem manageable, but very quickly the process becomes messy. Some papers appear multiple times across databases, some records are incomplete, some sources provide citation counts while others do not. And after a while, it becomes difficult to remember which records were already checked and which ones still need screening. This is exactly why organized paper retrieval matters in a systematic review. This tool helps retrieve research papers from multiple sources into one structured workflow instead of forcing me to manage everything manually across different websites and spreadsheets. In this video, I am going to show the fetch paper stage inside cited evidence. This is the stage where the search strings created earlier are actually used to retrieve research records from selected databases and research sources. On the screen, I am inside the Fetch Papers section. At the top, I can immediately see a summary of the retrieval process. Cited evidence shows that papers were retrieved from search queries across the selected target databases. This overview is extremely useful because I am not just receiving a random list of articles. I am seeing the evidence flow in a structured way. The system is showing me how many records were retrieved, how many duplicates were identified, how many papers were filtered out, and how many are ready for the next stage. This level of transparency is very important in systematic reviews because the review process needs to be reproducible and clearly documented. If someone later asks how papers were identified or filtered, I need to be able to explain the workflow clearly. A systematic review is not just about collecting papers, it is about documenting the entire evidence selection process step by step. Below the summary section, I can see a search bar. This allows me to filter papers by title, author, journal, DOI, abstract, or source. This becomes especially important when dealing with large reviews that may contain hundreds or even thousands of records. Instead of manually scrolling through every result, I can quickly search for a specific author, a known paper title, a keyword, a journal, or a DOI. This saves a huge amount of time during the screening process. I can also see tabs labeled All Web and Library. This tells me that all retrieved papers currently came from online research sources rather than from my own imported library. There is also a source drop-down menu showing all sources. This is useful because I can filter records based on where they came from. For example, I may want to view only PubMed records, only clinicaltrials.gov records, or only papers from another source. This filtering system helps organize the review and makes it easier to inspect records from specific databases. The main table displays several important columns including source information, source, citations, and abstract. This layout is helpful because it gives me a quick understanding of each record without needing to open every paper individually. On the left side, I can see the paper title along with metadata such as authors, publication year, journal name, DOI, source file, and citation count. In the middle, I can see the research source itself, such as PubMed or clinicaltrials.gov. I can also see citation information and abstract previews, which help me quickly evaluate whether the paper may be relevant to the review question. For example, one retrieved record comes from clinicaltrials.gov and is titled Exercise PNE and Cognitive Training in Individuals with Chronic Low Back Pain. The record shows unknown authors and an unknown publication year. This is common with some trial registry records because registry databases often provide different metadata compared to journal databases. Another paper retrieved from PubMed includes much more detailed metadata, including DOI, author names, journal title, publication year, and citation count. This demonstrates an important point in evidence retrieval. Different databases often provide different levels of information. Some sources are optimized for published journal articles, while others focus on trial registrations, conference material, or gray literature. This stage is also important because it highlights the difference between retrieving records and actually including studies in the final review. Just because cited evidence fetched 205 records does not mean all 205 studies will appear in the final systematic review. At this stage, the system is simply collecting potentially relevant evidence based on the Boolean search strings created earlier. The records still need to go through several additional review stages, including deduplication, filtering, title and abstract screening, full text screening, data extraction, risk of bias assessment, and evidence grading. This is a critical concept in systematic reviews. Finding records is only the beginning. The real work happens during screening and evaluation, where the reviewer determines which studies actually meet the eligibility criteria. I can also see several workflow buttons, including Fetch Papers from Library, Import Papers, and Load More across all queries. These options add flexibility to the workflow. For example, I may want to retrieve additional records, import papers manually, upload studies from my personal library, or expand the search across all Boolean queries. This is useful because systematic reviews are rarely perfect on the first search attempt. Sometimes I may discover missing keywords, important papers, or additional sources later in the process. The ability to adjust and expand the retrieval process helps keep the review comprehensive. One of the most useful sections on the screen is the Workflow Progress panel located on the right side. This panel gives me a complete overview of the review pipeline. I can see eligibility criteria is completed, form search strings is completed, Fetch Papers retrieved 205 records, deduplication and filters resulted in 65 ready records and 140 removed. Title and abstract screening included 44 studies, full text screening, confirmed 44 studies, data extraction completed 44 extractions, risk of bias assessment was skipped, evidence grading includes 5 outcomes, and Write SLR currently contains 2,126 words. This progress panel is extremely valuable because it gives a clear visual understanding of where the review currently stands. I do not need to guess what stage comes next or manually track the workflow in separate documents. The platform organizes the review into a structured pipeline from search strategy all the way to final evidence synthesis and writing. So in this video, I showed how cited evidence retrieves papers from multiple research sources, organizes the records into a structured evidence table, tracks duplicates and exclusions, and provides a transparent overview of the evidence retrieval process. This stage transforms search strings into an actual collection of research records that can move into screening and evidence evaluation. In the next stage, I will move into deduplication and mechanical filters, where cited evidence removes duplicate records and filters out papers that are not ready for screening before the manual review process begins.